Started off with the main event, the flyweight championship of the world in the women's division. Alexa Grasso, the champion, coming in at plus 135 against Valentina Shevchenko. The challenger still coming in as the favorite at minus 150, but a lot less than she was in the original fight. Over under 4.5 rounds, minus 140 for the over, plus 110 for the under. You see the 4-1 in her last 5 for Valentina. The one loss, of course, to Alexa Grasso. 35 years of age for her, 30 years of age for Alexa Grasso, and 16-3 professional record for her. Her losses come to some pretty decent competition. Carla Esparza, Tatiana Suarez, and then all the way back in 2017, Felice Herrig was not that doesn't age the best, but either way, those other 2 losses aren't too bad. She had the 5-fight win streak that she's on right now, and dethrones arguably the greatest flyweight of all time for women's MMA. Not many people are going to argue with that. But, I mean, the line back then was pretty wide. I mean, Valentina was like minus 900, and it's all the way down to minus 150. So it was a close fight, I would say. I watched it back literally like 3 times today because it was really fun to watch. It was really high level. It was fun to dissect that fight. And it was a lot closer. Obviously, Grasso got the 4th round submission win. Valentina was having some success with the takedowns. Grasso was having some success on the feet. But overall, I mean, it was a chess match. Like, I'm interested to see the adjustments these ladies make in this next fight. It's going to be a close one. What are you thinking?
Yeah, it's tough. Like, there's a few different ways I've tried to look at this. And, I don't know if it was a bad performance and Alexa Grasso was just on top of her game that night, or if Alexa Grasso really is that good at Valentina's level. Because you look at Grasso's past fights, she submits Valentina Shevchenko, and then she submits Joanne Wood. Those are her only 2 finishes in the UFC. Everybody else is by decision. Jeon Kim, decision. Macy Barber, Viviane Araújo, even like Randa Marcos by split decision years ago. Like, she's not going out there and finishing a lot of girls, but like she did to Valentina. So it makes me think maybe Valentina just made that one mistake, put herself in trouble and got finished there. And on the other side of it, I look at Valentina. Yeah, she's been this dominant champion. Like you said, maybe the best flyweight female fighter we've ever seen. But her last 2 fights, Tyla Santos, who just got beat by Erin Blanchfield, she went to split decision with her, and a lot of people would argue that Santos won that fight. Then she gets stopped by Alexa Grasso. So another part of me makes me think that maybe Valentina is kind of on the back end of her career, and maybe she's not quite as dominant as she used to be. And maybe some of these girls like Alexa Grasso are at that level now that she's at in this point in her career. I do think watching the fight back, like Valentina did have some success on the feet. Like, she wasn't by any means getting beat the whole fight, or, Alexa Grasso wasn't really running away with it by any means, but she did put herself in trouble and ended up getting finished. So I do think, though, this could be one of the only times you ever get Valentina Shevchenko at minus 150 or even under minus 200. Like, there's not a lot of instances where you could say, hey, I got Valentina at this price. So that's enticing. And on the other hand, if you think Alexa Grasso is this level of fighter and can beat girls like Valentina consistently, then, I mean, plus money on her is not a bad thing either. I do think, though, Valentina, having taken that loss, fought her once, it's going to be hard to beat her 2 times in a row. I mean, I think Shevchenko is just one of those fighters. She's kind of Amanda Nunes-esque, like dominant her whole entire career, takes a loss to Pena, and then comes back and then beats the breaks off her for 5 rounds. I don't know if Valentina is necessarily going to win dominantly, but I do think Valentina is probably the side that gets it done here.
Yeah, this is just like an unreal line movement because Valentina's only been under minus 200 against Amanda Nunes, and she was an underdog to Holly Holm. But other than that, like, those are the only 2 fighters that she's been under minus 200. So I guess it would make sense because she just lost, but at the same time, she was minus 900. But was that just like an all-time mess up from the books? Because even if you watch the fight, you're like, okay, this girl is not a minus 900 against Alexa Grasso. So if we're talking like betting lines, like you said, like, you're getting great value on Valentina. Rarely are you ever going to get her at this price, but she might be on the back end of her career, and it might just be Alexa Grasso's time. I watched that fight, and I see the in-fight adjustments from both ladies. I just don't know how they're going to come out this fight. Because even Grasso is an orthodox like boxer, and then she comes out against Valentina and she's southpaw. She has a lot of success out of the southpaw stance, and that really messed with Valentina. But then Valentina was able to make adjustments going for the takedowns. When Grasso would overextend, she'd shoot for the takedowns. She had a lot of success on the ground. And then Grasso makes some adjustments to stuff some takedowns. And then Valentina's forced to strike with her. She makes that one mistake, and Grasso submits her. So I'm like, I don't know what's going to happen to this one. Because there were so many adjustments throughout that fight that they could go out there with completely different game plans and just look completely different. So I think Alexa Grasso wins and pulls this off, but I don't like the price. Like, you're getting like barely plus 140, 150 against the greatest flyweight of all time, Valentina Shevchenko. I don't think it's enough. I don't know. I mean, if you got it at like plus 200, plus 250, I could see it a little bit better. But at this point, I feel like if I have to bet on it, I got to take Valentina at that price. But something tells me like just lay off, because you're still getting Grasso. Or I still think Grasso probably wins. Like, she looked really good against Valentina. And the way that she fought her was really smart, because Valentina's a great counter striker. Alexa wasn't like trying to overextend on anything, and she was honestly trying to counter strike Valentina, which kind of frustrated her a lot. So I think Grasso gets it done. I just don't like the price. That's basically what I chalk it up to.
Yeah.